He is.
A little wobbly.
And I'm like, do we get a piece of tape? And just tape it back down here. I'm sitting there playing with that. I was like, this thing's gonna fall off mid-game.
Maybe we should put the small one up top.
I mean, we can do whatever. I found out the easiest way to put this on is put it in like this and then go up. It's okay. Nobody's on yet. Okay, now. Oh, we got one person on. We're still figuring some stuff out with our setup here today, but oh, that's fine. Can we get a thumbs up if we got some volume? Or if you can hear us, I don't know. Turn your volume up, turn it down, whatever you do. But well, it worked pretty good right here the other day. I'm just wait. There's that thumbs up. Only one thumbs up when we know you got two.
We got one now.
I know. Oh, you're in there. Yeah, we got two thumbs up.
We should, that's on the bullpen. We should like 3 games.
There you go. There's some of our followers / parents here on this early Saturday morning. What's that? No, he's doing straight splits. we're back here at Polar Ice Rink for game 2 of a 4-game stint with the Tannehill Oilers. Puck drop here in a minute. Starting lineup's going to be Caden George, Wyatt Campbell, Duke Van Luton, OJ Jackson, and Rory Hibbs. We have a scrum right off of the face-off. Kip's going to get to it and dump it into the zone. Duke's going to battle at the blue line. Eventually comes out to Caden George, who's going to keep it in. Throw one towards the net. It's going to be blocked away by number 79, the goalie. Oilers eventually going to get control and break it out to the wing. Cross-ice pass. OJ gets it up to Kip. Kip's going to find Lincoln breaking into the zone. He's going to lose it to the Oilers. They're going to come through the neutral zone and into the out to the blue line and kept in, dump deep. Mobley's going to retrieve it. He's going to lose it on the half wall. It'll be a shot on goal. Andy Bartusz with the save. Have a defensive zone face-off. Oilers are going to win the draw and work it to the half wall. Meyer over there to take it away. Mobley retrieves it down low. Battles up the board. Pinkelman still battling. He's going to get it out of the zone. Skate it through neutral ice into the Oilers zone. He's going to dump it around. Mobley's going to lose it at the point. But able to get it back to Camden. Camden's going to get it over to Meyer. Meyer up to Lincoln. He's going to get it down below the low line before he gets upended and loses the puck. Campbell over is trying to keep it in the zone, but Campbell's going to get it, work it down low, move it over to Mercinger. Mercinger is going to work it up to the point to House. House is going to sling it down in, and it's intercepted by the Oilers. George over, takes it away from him. Shot on goal. Oh, he hits the left-hand post. It's going to go out to the blue line, and that's going to be an icing on the Oilers.
Other than it being wobbly, it works.
I said if we put a piece of tape on it, just hold it down, secure it up a little bit. We have an offensive zone face-off. George to take the draw. He's going to win it over to Mercinger. Mercinger is going to throw it to the point to Hibbs. Hibbs takes a shot. Deflected. Oh, and the rebound goal by Wyatt Campbell. So with 11:25 left in the first period, there's a 1-0 lead for HCF. Oilers are going to get to the draw. Go back and forth in the neutral zone before eventually House gets it out to the blue line, but not out. Comes in, blocker saved by Andy Bartusz. Going to come over to the half wall. George is going to pick it up there, lose it, gets knocked down below the goal line. House is going to retrieve it. He's going to battle in there with number 81 from the Oilers. Kid was on one yesterday. He seems to be moving his legs again today, but Mercinger's going to take it away from number 18 of the Oilers. He's going to skate it up into the neutral zone. Loses it and then gets it back and dumps it deep. Giving chase. Eventually he's going to work around to the corner, up to the point to OJ. He's going to come down through, looking for a pass out front. Loses it. The Oilers are going to break it out of the zone. Oh, he's going to get it right back over to Mercinger. Mercinger is going to look up, cross ice pass to Pinkelman. Drops it for Duke. Duke gets it back to Pinkelman. Pinkelman to the point to Mobley. Loses it at the point but keeps it in. Van Leeuwen there to eventually win the battle on the board. Gets it over to Lincoln Pinkelman. He's going to do a little bit of a dance with number 81 of the Oilers and eventually get the shot off. Just wide right. Duke back out to the point. Mobley with a shot blocked before it got to the net. And the Oilers are going to bring it back the other way through the neutral zone and into the zone. Move the puck out to the point, but not out. Pinkelman's got it on his stick, and he's going to look to get it out of the zone and get a change. Over to Kit Pinkelman. He's going to drive to the net. Can't get it to the front. Eventually, the Oilers are going to work it over to the half wall. George is going to get it, lose it, get it, try to get it to the front, lose it again. Oilers work it over to the wing, out to center. HCF regroups and back in the zone by George. Oilers are going to get it back and work it through neutral zone into the defensive zone. Cut off there by Meyer. Paxton maybe he's going to skate it up through the zone. Across the blue line. Gets it down deep. Loses it at the goal line. Comes back out to House. He's going to rally down behind his own goal and look for a breakout. It's going to come across to George. George is going to get it into the zone. Eventually work to the point where OJ collects it. Gets it back to Cade and George. George to the middle. Oh, he had Meyer for a one-timer, but it gets deflected. Rory keeps it down in low. George is going to cycle it back to Meyer. Eventually get it over to Lincoln Pinkelman. Pinkelman's going to take a shot. It's deflected high. George back to the point. Rory keeps it in the blue. Back down low for a change. Mercinger on now. It's going to come through the neutral zone. Rory keeps him to the outside. Across the middle, shot. It's going to be blocked by OJ before it got to the net. He's going back the other way. Got a full head of steam through the neutral zone. Shot on goal. It's going to be sticked away behind the net. He's going to eventually get it out to Mobley. Off of his stick into Wyatt. Wyatt back down low to Mercinger. Mercinger is going to sling it around, but nobody at the point. Mobley's going to go over and collect it there. Regroup over to Sam House. House up to Mercinger. It's intercepted. Eventually, Mobley gets it into the zone, but it's right back out by the Oilers. Oilers into the zone. What's that? Yeah. Mercinger over to Pinkelman. He's going to get chipped going in the zone, and we're going to have our first penalty of the game. It's going to be a hold on Oilers number 2. It's going to put HCF on the power play with 6:25 left in the first period. Hey, George is going to take the face off, loses the draw, and the Oilers are going to take it out. We stopped there at the blue line by Finkelman and right back into the zone. He's going to look to set up the power play over to George. George is going to shoot, just miss wide left of the net. Chased down by Camden. Going to regroup and back into the zone. He's going to take a shot. Straight in the chest of the goalie. Eventually going to be picked up by George back to Camden. Camden's going to work it around. Out to George and looking to set up the power play. Looking across, one-timer attempt. Just jumped off of the stick. Oilers are going to get it out into the neutral zone and control the puck. Eventually dump it down for icing. That's going to bring it back down into the zone. 40 seconds left on the power play. Mobley's got it at the point. He's going to take a shot towards the net. It's going to be sticked away behind the goal. Campbell's down there battling. Eventually the Oilers player is going to come out of it and skate it up into the neutral zone. He's got a full head of steam as he goes out around Mobley. Mercinger over to help out. Eventually shot on goal that's going to be corralled by Andy Bartouche. Got 19 seconds left on the power play. Defensive zone face-off. It's going to be won by HCF. Back to Rory. Finkelman. Nice little pass off of the board for himself, and we got numbers coming back the other way. He tries to get it over to Mercinger for a one-timer. Eventually taken away from the Oilers and skated up through the zone. That's going to conclude the power play. We're back to 5-on-5. Finkelman's going to skate it back through the center. Still controlling down below the blue line, or the red line. He's going to flip it back out to Rory at the blue line. She's going to walk across, give it to Sam. Sam with a good keep through traffic. It's going to get a shot off, just wide right to the goal. Finkelman's going to collect it back, get it down low to Kip Finkelman. He's going to throw it out in front, deflects around, and eventually the Oilers player comes away with it. Going back through the zone. He's got a step, he's got a shot, and a goal. Went high on the blocker and just got it inside the post. That's going to tie it up here, folks. 1-1 with 4:15 left in the first period.
I thought Andy was about to fight that kid.
HCF's going to control the face-off. Camden over to George. He's going to lose it at the blue line. Oilers are going to pick it up. Work it back to the blue line where it's going to be picked up by OJ. He's going to skate through the middle and eventually dump it into the zone. Hayden George giving chase, but can't get to it before the Oilers get it out into neutral territory. It's going to be dumped down below the goal line by the Oilers. Paxton may be there to chip it away, but goes right to one of the Oilers players, sends it over to the other corner where nobody is but OJ. He's going to lose it before he can get it out of the zone. Maybe down low. He's going to get it over to the half wall. Breckenmeyer doing battle, and eventually the Oiler player's going to come away with it. Going to have a shot and a rebound, but gathered up by Hayden George, and he's going to take it through neutral ice. He's going to get it over to Camden. He's going to pan on the shot. Gets it back to OJ. And we're going to have a penalty on HCF. See what the call is here. Looks like it's going to be roughing. Is that on Camden? Being told it was on Camden, number 77. Said he learned it from his dad. Weird. So that's going to put us short-handed with 3:05 left in the first period with a 1-1 score here. Oilers setting up the power play, going to work it around the outside. Up to the point. Cross, back down low. Eventually going to be intercepted by Mercinger. He's going to lose his footing, but get it out of the zone. Oilers are going to regroup and go right back in. Out front for an opportunity. Couldn't get the shot off. Oilers still control the puck as they work it back and forth. Down below the goal line. Be harassed there by Sam House. Work back around to the other side and up towards the point. Shot on goal is going to be held by Andy. He's going to bring up a face-off with 40 seconds left on the short hand. Oilers are going to win the draw and then get it down low. It's going to be battled by Caden George. He's going to skate away with it out through the neutral zone, and he's going to dump it in. Gets it on goal, paddled away, and right to one of the Oilers players. They're going to break it out of the zone. Eventually going to come over where Wyatt Campbell's going to try and chip it in, but Oilers players come up with it and got it wearing down into the zone. It's going to go back and forth down below the goal line before OJ finally skates away with it. He's going to get it through the neutral zone, make a move, and he's got a lane towards the net. He's going to get a slash. Slashing call on the play. We did have a penalty shot yesterday, so it'd be kind of cool if we saw another one. Let me go ahead and get the a hook. I don't know where that came from. But. So it's 1:28 left in the first. We're going to have a power play with a 1-1 score. George is going to set it up, get it up to the top. Lincoln. Lincoln's going to get it down low for Kip. Kip's going to work it around for George. He's going to get it there, work it back up top for Lincoln. Looks for Camden. Back to Lincoln with a one-timer. It's going to get blocked before it gets to the net. We're going to have a high stick on the puck, and it's going to bring the draw back into the offensive zone. Minute 2 left in the period. Minute 5 on the power play. HCF's going to win the draw and control it off of the face-off. Over to George, into the middle. Sam House with a shot. Block. Comes back around to George. George is going to throw it. Oh, eventually House is going to swat it out of mid-air. And he gets the power play goal. 50 seconds left in the first. And yes, it does count. It was below the bar. It was below the bar. Can't argue below the bar. It's below the bar, people. We got irate fans over here down south making their presence known, but Oilers are going to win the draw, get it up into the zone. Be met there and taken away by Paxton, maybe. He's going to skate it up to the neutral ice and then down into the zone. Van Leeuwen gets down there in pursuit. ties it up on the end boards. The ping pongs back and forth before eventually the Oilers maintain control, get it to the winger for a breakout, eventually get it out into neutral ice. Kip Pinkelman's going to try and dump it down in deep, hit one of the Oilers players, and they come right back out of the zone. Maxton's got it again. He's trying to get it into the zone. Skated in by one of the Oilers players. Giveaway, and eventually a shot on goal just didn't get there. You have a 2-1 lead going into the second period. Great. Yeah. So we're back here for period number 2. Oilers are going to win the draw, controlled in the neutral zone. Eventually it's going to be poked away. Caden George is going to come up with it, skate it into the zone, take a shot. Just wide left to the net, deflected. He's eventually going to get it out to Camden. Camden takes a shot, but it's blocked before it gets to the net. Ping pongs around before an Oilers player gets a hold of it and gets it out into the neutral zone. Ooh, Mobley with a good stick to get it away. Nice little pass up to Breckenmeyer. Mobley's going to get it back on his stick and take it into the zone. He's going to take a shot right in the breadbasket. Saved by number 79 of the Oilers. You know, offensive zone face-off with 13 left in the second. Oilers going to get kicked out of the face-off dot. New member comes in. Face-off one back to Rory. Rory over to OJ. OJ's going to sling it down low for Mercinger. Loses his footing. Eventually gathered by the Oilers and out the neutral ice, but back on OJ's stick again. Kid's just everywhere. He's going to stick handle down in the lower corner there before he gets it over to Kip Pinkelman. Nope, correction. Lincoln Pinkelman up to the point to Rory. Rory back down to Wyatt Campbell, who's going to get it over to Mercinger. Mercinger tries to get out front for Pinkelman. Oh, Mercinger gets it just wide left of the net. Looked like a hand pass, but Mercinger doing battle right below us. Using his best Pele impersonation. Eventually gets it over to Wyatt Campbell, but loses it to one of the Oilers players. Pinkelman gives chase, eventually comes up with it. Tries to get it over to Mercinger, but it ping-pongs off of one of the Oilers skates and goes right to an Oilers player. Skates it into the zone. Doing battle on the half wall, eventually comes over to Rory. Rory tries to connect with Campbell, just misses, and then right back to Rory. She's going to get it up out of the zone. Misses him again, just barely. Have a line change. Oilers is just going to kick it down deep into the zone. Rory's got control of it over to Hayden George. He's going to get it out of the zone, but not very far before it kicks back in. Rory back up to Kip Finkelman. Finkelman over to OJ. OJ's going to come through the zone, get a shot. Oh, one-time attempt over to George. Can't connect. Eventually, the Oilers are going to work it back out. So, deflected. Oh, it's going to come across and just couldn't connect through the middle there. HCF up through and back into the offensive zone. Finkelman looking for a pass out front. Can't make it over to Duke. Eventually, it works over to the half wall, and the Oilers are going to control it and out of the zone. Oh, House got a stick on it, just enough to have an offside play. 10:37 left in the second with a 2-1 lead for HCF. Myers going to come away with it and eventually get it to Camden. Camden over to Lincoln Pinkelman. Fires one just right of the goal. Out to the point. House is going to dump it back down in. Oh, but it's going to be out of play. We'll have an offensive draw. Finkelman's going to win that one clean back to House at the point. Down to Camden on the half wall. He's going to get through into the middle and lose it. The Oilers players for a breakout. Going back the other way. That shot's going to go way high and into the net, and we're going to have another face-off. I feel like as high as that one went, maybe it got tipped, maybe it didn't. I don't know. Oilers are going to control the draw back out to the point. It's going to get blocked before it gets to the net. OJ up through the zone. He's going to lose it, but it's still going to be in the zone. We've got two players down in the. We're going to get back up and work it out. Finkelman's going to intercept it before it gets out of the zone. Myers is going to come down and support on the half wall, and eventually it's going to come loose to Camden. Camden does a nice little move around. Had the guy looking for his underwear. God. He's going to bring it out to the point. OJ tries a one-timer. Doesn't get all of it. It's going to be knocked out of the zone, back down. And he's going to come out of his net to play it over to Mobley. Mobley back over to Jackson. Jackson's going to fire it up ice, and he's got a man breaking. Oh, off a Camden stick. He just couldn't control it. He had all kinds of ice. He's going to get it over to Finkelman. Finkelman's going to fan on it, and the Oilers are going to pick it up there. Mercinger through the zone. He's playing it off of his knees. Finally stands back up. Gets it over to Mobley. Mobley tries to dump it in. Just doesn't get enough of it. Eventually, it's going to go over to Rory. He's got some time. It's going to go to the point, but not out. The Oilers are going to work it down into the zone. Back up to the point. Shot. It's going to be wide right. Mobley's going to tip it over to Mercinger. Mercinger to George. George through the middle and into the zone. Oh, a shot with a blocker save. Humel's going to go over and retrieve it, get it back to George. George tries to get it across to Mercinger. Comes out the House. House with a shot. Mercinger with the rebound. Goalie with a couple of nice saves. One-timer out to Mercinger. He fans on it. House gets a hold of it. Shot, but it doesn't get to the net. It's blocked before it gets there. And the Oilers are coming out through neutral ice. Eventually work it in. Shot by number 87. It's going to be blockered away by Andy Bartouche. Eventually George is going to come up with it. He's going to skate it up out of the zone and goes down. No penalty on the play as they both come together and fall. House gets it over to George. George into the zone. He's going to get it down below the goal line before he loses it to an Oilers player. Slung around but not out. Good hustle by Lincoln Pinkelman to get over to the point and keep that puck in. Duke goes down low, tries to retrieve it. Pinkelman tries to cycle, but just can't get anybody there. Back to the point. Jose keeps it in. Eventually, Pinkelman gets it back. Tries a behind the back pass, just can't connect. It's intercepted by one of the Oilers players. Kip Pinkelman down there working hard, trying to get the puck. Just can't get a hold of it before the Oilers get it out. Neutral ice. Ooh, shot just left the goal. Oilers going to come out of the corner with it. Eventually work it out to the point. Shot from the points. Knocked down by Lincoln Pinkelman. Looked like it hit him in the hand, and he definitely felt it. He gets it over to his brother, Kip. Kip's going to take a shot. Pat it away into the corner. A little bit of trouble on the line change there. Creates a little bit of a breakaway. No call on the play. Eventually gloved down by Andy. It's going to get us a face-off in the defensive zone with 6:17 left in the second period with a 2-1 lead. Hayden's got it through the middle. He's going to get a shot off. Pad save, kick to the corner. Picked up by Camden. Camden out to House. House is going to walk the line, fall down, and get it down deeper. Myers is going to come up with it. And we're going to have an offsides call as that puck comes out of the zone before it was played back in. Oilers are going to win the face-off. Myers going to get a stick on it. Get it into the zone, but not deep enough. It's right back out. Camden's going to get it into the zone, and shot. Glove save, rebound. George just can't put that one in. Takes it into the corner and gets it over to Meyer before he eventually gets it back. Going to have a delayed penalty here. Looks like it's going to be a cross check on number 2. Holly is sorting his authority out here. Looks like he's been lifting in the offseason. Got the power play here. We got a shot on goal. It's going to be tipped just wide by House. Kip Pinkelman's going to pick it up down there and battle for it. Eventually, House is going to lose it to an Oilers player. They're going to go ahead and get it out of the zone. Pinkelman's going to race for it, but if the Oilers player comes up with it, blockered away by Andy. Oh, we got numbers coming back the other way. Kip's got a... Oh, he hits the post. It's going to be worked down underneath the goal line. House is going to give chase. Him and George over there trying to pull it out. Eventually, Caden's going to get it. He's going to have a shot on goal. Goaltender's eventually going to find it on the ice and cover it up for a whistle. 43 seconds left on the power play with 4:30 left in the second period. 2-1 lead, HCF. Draw's going to be one back to Mercinger. He's doing a dance at the blue line and get it over to OJ. OJ across ice to Paxton. Paxton back out to the point to Mercinger. Mercinger is going to take a shot. It gets blocked before it gets to the net. And the Oilers are going back the other way. It's going to be the 87nd short-handed goal of the weekend. We had one yesterday. That's going to tie it up 2-2 with 22 seconds left on the power play and 4:10 left on the second period. Have a false start on the draw. ACF is going to control it off of the goal. Just miss on the saucer pass, and that's going to be an icing on HCF. Brings it back down into the defensive zone.
Let's go.
Oilers working out into neutral ice and back into the zone. Collected there by Duke, put hands on it. Eventually back to Sam House. He's going to get it up to Van Leeuwen. Van Leeuwen's going to get it into the zone where it's picked off by an Oilers player and sent around the boards. Rory can't keep it in, and we're going to have an offsides call. Draw is going to be won by the Oilers. Goes out of the neutral zone, just ping-ponging around. Eventually corralled by number 81 and into the offensive zone. He's going to chuck it down below the goal line where it's received by one of the Oilers players, but taken away by Paxton Maybe. He's going to get it over to George. George is going to get it out into center ice, over to Myers. Eventually goes back to Paxton Maybe, and he's going to skate it up into the zone. Gets in deep. Makes a move. He goes to the backhand. It's blocked in front. Oilers slinging around to the far wall. OJ tries to get it down deep. The goalie's going to get a tripping penalty. Looks like number 63 is going to serve the penalty for the Oilers. As number 79, their goaltender, took a tripping penalty. Maybe he was just trying to tell the kid that his skates were untied. We're going to have a minute 30 power play here with 2:30 left in the period. Oh, goes over for a one-timer, can't connect. Pinkelman has it, loses it. Eventually gets it out to the point where Camden and Caden play a little pass back and forth. Work it down low to Lincoln. Lincoln's going to try and get Caden. Eventually does get it back to him. Out and out of the zone. HCF's going to regroup back in the zone real quick. Good play. Pinkelman has it across. George just can't pull the trigger on the open net. Does work it towards the middle. Eventually gets a shot. It's paddled away. Can be worked out to the point, but not out. Kept there by Camden over to George. George is going to sling it towards the net. Gets a deflection and then a rebound for Camden, but just can't stuff it in. It's worked back down low below the goal line. Camden out to House. House stands on the one-timer. Comes out of the zone and George back in. Over to Lincoln. Lincoln fires it. Taken out after the play, but letting number 10 know about it. 2-2 score with 2 seconds left on the power play. Minute 13 left in the second period. Oilers is going to control the draw, eventually get it out to neutral ice, taken away by OJ and dump back in. Oilers bring it out. Eventually right back to OJ. Go through the neutral zone and get it in deep. Going to get angled off on the boards, eventually back out to Mobley. Mobley's going to try to get it to Mercinger, but it just wasn't quite back across the blue line, and that's going to be an offsides. 44 seconds left in the second period. I'm going to say that one was intentional, so the draw's going to come back towards the defensive zone. Passing over to Sam. Sam around the net. Works it over to Duke. Duke gets it to Lincoln Pinkelman, who gets it to Kip Pinkelman. Tries to go back to his brother again, but missed connection. Eventually the Oilers get it. Shot by Pinkelman. Deflects around, eventually comes back out to the house at the point. No call on that. Obviously, the Oilers defenseman thought he was going to get one. Comes back out to 87. 1 second left on the clock. Gets one away, not in time. We're going to be 2-2 going into the third period.
All right, your regularly scheduled announcer had to take a break, so I'm stepping in. I'll do what I can. No promises. All right, Oilers with the face-off win. Try and bring it into the Fairbanks zone. OJ picks up the Fairbanks zone, brings it out into neutral. Oilers deny that. Oh, and picked up again by Cam. And it goes low into the Oilers zone. Come back around. Oilers managed to get it out. Come in. Looks like a 3-on-1. And it's stopped. Picked up again. Brought into the Fairbanks zone. OJ and Caden interrupt. Oilers managed to take it down low. There's a little bit of a battle. Oilers managed to keep it in with the shot. Oh, just high. And Oilers accidentally send it out. You got to regroup. Try and play some people away right now while they reset. And trying to bring it back into the Fairbanks zone. Trying to move it down low. Behind the net, you got OJ giving some pressure. Seemed to work. And got George bringing it out, back in. And the regularly scheduled announcer is back. I'm going to pass you off.
Oh, you were good. I guess I'm back. Shot by OJ, paddled away by the goalie. Goes out to the point, but not out. Eventually, regained by the Oilers. Broke out of the zone. Shot on goal is going to be gloved down by Andy. (12:21) with a 2-2 score in the third period. Oilers are going to win the draw. Defenseman's going to try to shoot, fake the shot, take the shot. And eventually Andy gets a hold of it.
Got it?
Okay. Yeah, Finley took over the camera duties right now, and we're going to go with Hinkleman's bringing it out into the offensive zone. He's going to lose it there to an Oiler player. They're eventually going to break it out of the zone and come through neutral ice. It's going to be blockered away by Andy. Nice little move by the Oiler to get around Sam. Something on the ice, nobody knows what it is. Looks like a neck guard. Oilers going to bring it back into the zone. Sam's going to block that one before it even had a chance. Mobley blocks another one over into the corner. Eventually worked over to House. Hinkleman's going to get it out of the zone. Oilers are going to fire it on net and make a line change. He broke out back into the Oilers zone. Given chase by Kip Hinkleman. Eventually goes down below the net. Out front for Duke for a one-timer. Oh, good save by the goalie. And that's going to lead to a breakout by the Oilers. Going to have an interference call on number 17, Paxton Navy. It's going to leave HCF short-handed. 10:36 left in the third period. The equipment issue for number 7, Sam House. Eventually going to get her all put back together. Oilers control the draw. Shot towards the net, but that's blocked by House. Shot down the ice is going to end up on goal, so no icing. Oilers going to bring it back out through, but intercepted by Pinkelman. He's going to get it into the zone. He's a one-man penalty kill. Eventually, the Oilers are going to get it, send it out to neutral ice, but just can't connect. Eventually, the Oilers do gain the zone, set up the power play. Shot's going to be deflected by Rory. Back out to the point, misplayed, and eventually going to be chipped back into the offensive zone by Camden. Hinkleman over to get a hold of it. Going to joust back and forth, and Camden's eventually going to come away with it. He's going to send it down towards the offensive zone where the Oilers collect it, head back up ice. Got 23 seconds left on the penalty kill. The Oilers sling it towards the net. Kip Pinkelman is going to take control of it. He's Going to get it over to OJ. OJ's going to fire, but a beautiful kick save by the goalie for the Oilers. It's going to end the penalty, and HCF's going to be full strength. Andy with a beautiful save himself. Eventually, Kip's going to collect it and fire it down into the length of the ice for an icing call. We're still at 2-2 here with 8:48 left in the third. We have a false start here. Not exactly sure what's getting said down at ice level, but sounds festive. HCF's going to skate it out of the zone and down in the office zone. Shot on goal is going to be kicked away. It's going to lead to an Oilers breakout. House is going to angle him to the corner. Andy with a save himself. Eventually kicked over to Caden George. He's going to go for an outlet to Duke. Duke just out of his reach. George eventually gets it again. He's going to get harassed there right at the blue line, and the puck's going to eventually get over to Sam House. Back to Rory. Rory's going to send it the length of the ice for no icing. It's going to be just short of the red line. But eventually over to George. He's going to keep it in and get it back down low. Lincoln out to Paxton. Paxton takes a shot. It gets blocked before it gets to the net. Crowd again by Lincoln. He's going to fire it wide left of the net, over into the corner where the Oilers are going to take over. Cycle the puck around before it finally gets slammed out of the zone. It's tipped by Jackson. So it'll go to the length of the ice with no icing. Andy comes out to play it. Gets it over to Jackson. Jackson gives it away, but skipped off of his stick and right to Camden. Camden over to Lincoln. Lincoln into the zone. Going to go below the goal line. Eventually send it out to Maybe. Maybe loses it. We have a foot race back into the zone. Going to be taken away by number 81 of the Oilers. Work back out to the point. Shot towards the net. It's going to get deflected. Over to an Oilers player who sails it wide left. Eventually a decent little breakout for HCF. Going to get maybe a boarding call. Not before OJ comes. Oh, it's Camden in with the backhand. Getting dirty in front of the net there. That's going to give a 3-2 lead to HCF on the delayed penalty call. 6:31 left in the third period. I didn't even know they had an extra one on the ice.
Asher here? Is Nick here?
Are Asher and Nick here? No, they're in Vegas. They're probably watching right now.
Hi, Asher. Hi, Nick.
They're probably having fun. Veterans tournament. Oilers going to take it back into the zone. Oilers got it again, cross ice. Can't connect, picked up by Mobley. He's going to skate it up through center. Eventually get it into the zone. Back to Mercinger. Can't connect. Oilers skated out into neutral ice. Shot on goal, corralled by Andy and a whistle. Asher, in case you were wondering, that was Karen, came over to figure out where you were. After about 24 hours of you not being here, she couldn't figure it out. Oilers win the draw on a one-timer attempt. It's fanned on. Goes over to OJ, tries to get it out, but number 81 for the Oilers is there and slings it back on goal. Andy with a stick save over to Rory. Rory up to Duke. Icing's going to be waved off as it goes back into the zone. Finkelman keeps it in, but loses it to the Oilers player. Duke gives chase. Almost had it, or eventually it comes back out the center. Duke with a nice little pass over to Lincoln. Lincoln over to Kip. Kip dumps it down in deep into the zone. 5 minutes left in the third period. 3-2 lead for HCF is the Oilers going to get the breakout and come through center ice. Number 86 of the Oilers got a little excited and entered the zone before the puck did, so that's going to be an offside neutral zone face-off. Oilers going to win the draw and eventually lose it to George. He's got one-on-one in the zone. Takes a shot, stick save. Meyer there for the rebound, but can't connect. And the Oilers are going to break it out into neutral ice. Sam House steps up, chips it away, but not out. Oilers work it back down low. Sam House gives chase. He's going to battle on the boards, eventually lose it to the Oilers. Back out to the point for the Oilers. Shot gets through, saved by Andy. Rebound save as well. And the Oilers still have control. Back out to the point. Shot from the point is going to be stopped by Paxton before it gets to the net. Worked over into the corner. George is going to give chase and lose that battle. Oilers got it. Working it back and forth behind the net. Out front. Can't connect and it's out of the zone. Myers is going to give chase. Oh, took a nasty tumble. And the Oilers back into the zone. One looked like it went off of the crossbar and into the netting. Get a stop and play with 3:31 left in the third period. Pass out in front, and they're going to score. Number 87 with the second to the right. Got a 3-3 tie here with 3:24 left in the third. ACF controls it off of the draw. Finkelman into the zone. He's trying to take a shot. It's going to be chipped away over to OJ. OJ collides with another player, and it's going back through the neutral zone. 87 works around Mobley, gets a shot on net. And that's blocked away by Andy. Mobley's got it up through the neutral zone. High stick on the play. That's going to come back down the length of the ice. Oilers shot off of the face-off, and it's gloved down by Andy. Tricky. Duke gets it out of the zone, but can't control it. Oilers across ice, back into the zone. Fans on a pass, and we got Lincoln and Kip going 2v2. Toe drags around them. Oh, can't get the second one. Oilers get control of it and work it back through the neutral zone. Mobley there to poke it away before the Oilers player could get it. Hinkleman tries to get a pass over to his guy. Eventually a shot. And he blocks it for rebound goal. It was 4-3 with 2:16 left in the third period. Oilers control the face-off and work it into the zone. Eventually hit down below the goal line, retrieved by Sam House and up to the half wall. Aiden George is going to get it for a second. And worked over to Rory. Rory slings it around the boards for House to pick it up. Over to Camden. Camden loses it. Shot on goal is going to be blockered away from Andy back into the corner. Oilers player is going to retrieve it there. Back up to the point and out of the zone. Eventually going to come over to, we're going to have a hand pass. .130 left in the third, 4-3 Oilers. Oilers win the draw and get it down deep in the zone. We played there by OJ, battling, taken away by number 86 of the Oilers. He's going to work it up the half wall. Eventually take it out of the zone. Throw it back in for an offside. That's going to be an intentional offside, so it's going to bring the face-off down into the offensive zone. Oilers coaches. Yeah. With 109 left in the game, the HCF's going to pull their goaltender, Andy Bartouche, and try and even this one up. Mercinger is going to be the extra man on the ice. Oilers coach not happy with the intentional offsides call. It brings the face-off back down into the offensive zone. Won by George out to Pinkelman. Pinkelman across to OJ. OJ down to Mercinger. Mercinger tries to get it out in front, hits it off of the back of the net. Going to be worked around by the Oilers and back out to neutral ice. Where it's knocked down by Jackson. Jackson's going to skate it back through the zone. In, keeps around, and he buries it! 3-3 with 46 seconds left in the period. Actually, it's 4-4. Just a little excited here, folks. Jackson doing what he normally does and bury at least one or two per game. And we're tied up with 46 seconds left in the game. Lincoln Pinkelman over to Caden George. He's going to work it around and give it back to Pinkelman. Pinkelman to House. House to Jackson. Jackson's going to give it up in the middle, and it's going to be taken right back by Pinkelman. Eventually worked into the zone and over to House. OJ's going to push it up to George. George is going to come through the middle over to, and it's going to go in! Oh, it's going to be waved off. There's a little bit of brotherly love for you there. Not sure why. Looks like a good goal to me, people, but that's why I'm up here. They're saying that he touched it with his hand as it went in. Which is probably right because he had no stick because the other player took it away from him. I'll work it back down below the goal line and do battle there. Pinkelman comes out with it, gets it across to OJ. OJ with a shot. That one's going to be saved, and that's going to be a 4-4 tie. Got a little extracurricular activities here. Somehow, one of the Orioles players lost a glove to one of the HCF players. I don't know what that was all about, but we got a 4-4 tie here of game 1 of the day. Game 2 of a 4-game series this weekend. So join us later on for game 3 of this game 4. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.